Welcome back, everybody. Today's project, I'm delivering a lot of material for a project that I'm going to be working on. Last night I picked up close to 400 square feet of flooring, and this morning I picked up a lot of miscellaneous material like 2-kill, some Behr paint, and a few other things. The project is I'm remodeling 2 bedrooms. And we are in the Logan area of the city. And I got lucky. I found parking right in front of the house for my rust bucket. And thank goodness for that, because I am alone and I'm unloading all this myself. Here's most of the material. Some of the material will be delivered to my house, but let's start. I got all the flooring unloaded. I kept one in the van because I want to make sure I bring the right cutting tool when I start this job. I'm gonna cut this one at home and then I have a better idea. But I'm gonna sit here and take a little break. 25 boxes up and down the steps. That ain't no joke, but I'm grateful I got parking right in front of the house. Okay, I'm on the second floor. So we'll be repairing this wall here. See how this was done in the past. Not so good. We're gonna fix that. See how this wall is just someone just slapped cement on there, or yeah, no, it's plaster. Fix all the corners. Big holes in the walls. This is the floor we'll be covering up. As you can see, there's chunks missing. Replacing outlets. I don't know what this is. Look like tape. I'll figure that out tomorrow. We're putting a closet rod. Putting some baseboard to cover this massive gap. And the front bedroom gets a lot of cold air because there's lots of gaps. Look at that. My fingers fit in there. I can feel the breeze. We'll be scraping away a lot of this and repainting it. But yeah, this is the front bedroom. Now I'll show you the back. Here's the back bedroom. As you can see, here someone put cement. No, that's mortar. Someone put mortar in the closet wall here. In the closet, I can feel the cold breeze, so we'll be putting gap filler in there as well. And we're just patching up here, because to actually repair this, we would have to rip everything out. But we're just doing a patch-up job. That's what the job's for. So we'll just cut this whole area out and replace that. And the second closet, the hole's much more massive. We'll be putting a nice big sheet here to cover this all up. And someone put more mortar on the wall. And we'll be repairing this corner here. And the opposite corner. Covering up all those holes and this big hole. Oh, there's no buried treasure. And there's a massive gap in the ceiling corner as well. Look at that. It's the next day. I just finished loading up most of the stuff that I need for this project. A few of this stuff I'll only need for today. And someone wants to go to work with me. Do you have your coffee, Missy? Got my electrical stuff. I kind of feel bad for her because she can't go with me. She's going to be very disappointed when I take her out of the van. First thing I want to start is I want to cover this hole. I'm not trying to forget it's there and sprain my ankle. So I'm going to run some 2x4s underneath, then cut this scrap wood to size that'll fit right in here. And this is just scrap wood from a shelving I had in a garage of a house that I sold years ago. I kept the scrap wood and today it's going to be a part of a floor. And just to show you what I do is I clamp one side of the 2x4. Then I do 2 pilot holes and then put my screws. These are deck screws. Don't use drywall for this. Not good. Unclamp it. Put 2 more screws. Then this is the beam right there. This is another beam, and just, I don't really need it, but I'm still gonna put another 2x4 right here. It'll be actually overkill, but it's okay. Here's a must to get. What you do is take it, fold it like so, trash bag, I got an instant trash can. When you're done, just pull the insert out. Nice. Now just screw it in and we're done. I'm in the front bedroom right now. I'm gonna start with this 20-minute so I can patch up some of these big holes. Oh, there's the panel box. With my receiver, I found which breaker it was. Right now, it's not ringing. When I turn that breaker on, that means I'm shutting off the right breaker on the outlet that I'm about to work on. I'm in the bedroom now. As you can see, my lights are off, indicating there's no power there. So I'm looking at this. There's all kinds of illegal stuff going on, and I haven't even started yet. Okay, so I see what the previous electrician did. First off, we got chicken wire there with just wires just leaning on it. Okay, that's not the way to do things. There's no sheathing on that. So what they did was they wanted to cheat. Below us, there's a ceiling fan. They wanted to get light to that ceiling fan, so they said, okay, we're going to use this outlet as our source. Now, they couldn't get the box out. That was where they were stuck at. So they preferred to hammer the box in to be able to break the wood where it was connected to, and then sneak in their cable on the outside of the box in. This is why this outlet was sunk in and it had tape on it to hold it in place. That's ridiculous. So it looks like this outlet is also the source to this switch to control that light. Okay, got the outlet out the way. Just so you see in the back here, this is old school. This is knobbing tubing. What it is I labeled this one because I know that's my hot. I don't want to accidentally, because if you look at it, it's kind of hard to tell which one's neutral, which one's hot. Okay, so just remember, there is no ground here. There's a ground wire here. There's a ground wire there. But there is no ground because this is where our source is coming from. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this box out of here and replace it with something better. Okay, now we have everything wired correct. I pigtailed everything, so it's a much cleaner look. And I'm gonna go ahead and just replace this light switch. I have my new light switch in. I just want to show you something This box is a metal box. It was not grounded. So what I did was I have a grounding clip, and now at least this switch is grounded. I know a lot of people don't even know that these grounding clips exist, but they do. You just put your ground wire in, loop it around, and then pinch it like so on your metal box. This is a really cool kit. It brings a lot of little miscellaneous stuff that'll help you out when you run into strange issues that you shouldn't be running into. I just mixed up some of the 20-minute joint compound. I'm gonna let this dry and I'll move on to the next outlet, which will be this one. I already got it off. And we have some big cracks in the ceiling here, as you can see. So I purchased something. These are basically like special washers. You put your drywall screw in there, then you just stagger them going all the way around your crack, and you should be good. So all these holes are for so you can plaster over top. And that's how it looked. I was about to start plastering, then I said, let me record this so you can see. I say raise this whole area about a ½ an inch. Over here as well. So it's gonna be a hit or miss. Some are going to actually grab onto something and some of them aren't. This ceiling is not sheetrock. This is old school plaster. Definitely with one more very thin coat of plaster, I'll be good. And here's how the ceiling's looking. Same issue on the ceiling. There's a few spots I gotta fill in, and that'll be ready for plaster as well. I'm working in the back room right now. I plastered last night the entire room and the ceiling, as you can see, with the 45 joint compound. We filled in that massive dip that was there. But unfortunately, it's still wet, so I can't sand yet. I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Inside this closet, it had a nice big hole. I filled that in as well. For this side, it's gonna be a little different. I'm going to cut this entire area out, then put this half a sheet that I have. So basically, I'm jumping from room to room. The front room still might be dusty, so you might not be able to see too good. Yeah, it's still a lot of dust in the air because I just finished sanding the last bit that I had to do. So I'll just continue working in the back. Okay, got this whole section taken out. For those that don't know, back then what they used to do is put these wood strips going across their studs. Then when they would take plaster and continue putting the plaster on, and until they felt as though it was nice and leveled, that would have been their what we call drywall today. Now it's so much easier. because we have actual sheets. But this home, I believe, is from the late 20s. So this is what they used to do back then. My sheet is in. Now I'm going to mix some of this 45, fill it in all the way around, then some tape. Here's the tape I'll be using. Original drywall joint tape. We will just leave this dry overnight. And to be continued. Finally, all the plastering and sanding in both rooms is over with. Everything's looking great. And to show you the back room, this area here was horrible. Once I primer everything, then you'll see the big difference. Ceiling's looking great. Before, you can see all the joint tape before, and I fixed all that. Now what I'm getting ready to do is put some of this great stuff in all these massive gaps. Here, I'm right here and I can feel the cold air coming in. Same thing goes on this side. So we're gonna fix that. And the reason why you wanna do that is because now your heater doesn't have to work as hard, and you'll save money in the long run because now your heater's not working so hard to maintain the house at a certain temperature. When using the foam gun, foam cleaner is a must. Without this, you'll end up with no gun. It's good to spray some before you start, and definitely when your project is over, to maintain a longer life, because these guns here, they're not cheap. I have one at home that's from Great Stuff, but that was about 60 bucks. This one here is 40 bucks. And there's no difference. They're exactly the same. They give the same quality and performance. Another tip is make sure you shake the can well. And it's good to have some latex gloves. And don't be wearing your favorite pair of clothes, because if this gets on your clothes, it's not coming off. Now we are in the back room. This back room closet, man, it's what, as soon as I open up the door, it is so cold in here, because I don't know if you can see, but that's a massive gap. And this is the very corner of the house. So definitely all that cold air is coming in. Wow, that's a big hole to fill. Okay, today is primer day, and here's what I'll be using: this all-purpose interior exterior primer, multi-surface sealer, and stain blocker. This is great stuff. This is the only primer that I use now, and they do come in 5-gallon. That's what this is. So I'll probably start hitting this trim since it's nice and pink. So we could get rid of that pink color in the center here. They painted it gray. And then when you come further down, this one's painted white. So we have white, gray, pink. We're gonna take care of that. Okay, so I have 2 coats of primer in the front room, 1 coat in the back room. So what I want to do right now is I want to caulk. And here's the caulk that I'm using. Paint Projects. All purpose, windows, doors, paint in 30 minutes. Flexible. The reason why I go with this one here is because it lasts a lot longer than other caulks. This one's the 40-year. The real difference is that this one can stretch so much more than the others. And that's why it lasts for a very long time. And you need to do this. You should do this. Like here at the window. And just adding some caulk, it just gives you a really clean, fine look at the end. My tip is don't skip out on the caulk. Okay, I'm at the property now. This morning was rough. I forgot the keys to this property and I had to drive all the way back home, so it was an hour and a half wasted right there. But everything's primed and caulked. I'm in the rear room right now, so I'm painting the walls today with the roller. Trying to get this done. It's Christmas Eve, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So let me finish this room. It's the next day and I'm finally here to install the floor. So I started out in this closet area because I know it's gonna be some awkward cuts. I had to take off some of this trim here. And the only way you're gonna do that is with an oscillating tool. It's the best way to do it. Then I made this awkward cut there. Now keep in mind, we are putting some quarter round trim all the way around the bedroom. And today of all days that I need my circular saw, I don't have it. I also do not have a table saw, so I'm going to have to make my long cuts with the jigsaw. I got no choice. So what I do, I clamp my flooring on my work bench here and make my cuts. The good thing is, if your line isn't a perfect straight line when you make your cut, it's okay, because we are installing the quarter round edge. Unfortunately, this morning there was absolutely no parking near this property. I parked about 3 blocks away, and that is 16 feet, 6 quarter round trim that's on the very top of my truck. Hopefully they don't steal it. Do you think someone will steal it? I don't know. You just never know. What you think? Leave it in the comments. is done. Woo! It's a lot of work, but finally we're done here. Got the cordless blinds. It's the next day. Now it's time to finish this back room, which is a little more difficult. We have these awkward closets, and we don't just have one, we have two. Woohoo. So how are we gonna make this shape here with a board? Well, I'm gonna take my measurement first, which is 41 inches. Transfer that onto my board, 41. Then I'll take my fancy contour gauge here to get me that shape. And that's how you use this tool. So basically what you do once you have it, just make sure you tap every single little one. And then right here you have an unlock and lock. So then you lock that shape in place. Now you could just move your tool and transfer that measurement. Ta-da! Beautiful. So if you're doing floors, then this tool is a must to have. This was actually a full kit. It came with these as well. This block here, knee pad, some spacers, and this other tap block here. I believe the whole kit with the contour was about 40 bucks on Amazon. That's a steal. I'll leave you the link in the description. I just want to show you something from here to there because of cuts like this and doing this around the closet. That was 3 hours work. So just keep in mind. You have to work with patience when you're doing weird shapes like this. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 to do. I got my work cut out for me. Now this one that I just cut, unfortunately it came damaged from the factory. So what I'm going to do is perfect for this last piece here. What I'm going to do is take this measurement, which is about 2 and 1/4, transfer the 2 1/4 to my board, make a pencil mark, use my level to make a nice straight line. Then this piece that we cut out will fall in there, and that problem is no longer an issue. That'll be scrap. And always when you're knocking it in place, use a scrap piece. What you do is just lock your scrap piece in place. Put your tool, then you just whack it. You do the damage on your scrap piece and not on your good piece. Quick tip, you take your heavy block, the board that you're trying to interlock with the other one, place that heavy block there. This way your boards will lock in together and not overlap each other. Perfect. Well, I'm done for the day. It's New Year's Eve. This is the block I'm working on. The train is right down the street. Second bedroom is done. It's beautiful. Look inside the closet. Nice. This is the popcorn wall. I'm at the same house, and also one of the repairs they wanted was to fix this bull nose step here that's damaged. I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna go about this, but there's different ways of doing it. But let's just cut some of this out with the oscillating tool and take some measurements. Then in my workshop, I'm going to try to make something for this. This is pretty cool. If you look inside, let me get this out the way. It's like old newspaper in there. Let me see if I could zoom in. So it says something Food Week. Then up here says the prices. What's that? Something California. I don't have my glasses, so I can't see nothing really. Something California, 20 cents, 29 cents, 18 cents. Maybe it's canned goods. It's pretty cool. It's probably been there since the early 1900s. It's probably been there since the early 1900s. I don't see any dates. But it's interesting that they lined the inside of the step with newspaper. It's an image of a can there. But no dates. Just so you can see how I'm getting this shape, I took my contour, I pressed it up against the bull nose on this side, and that'll be my shape when I get home to the shop. Then I know this is 4.5 and 5.5 going up. And I'll just lock that shape in place. I'm clocking out for the day. And I got it to the exact measurements that I need, where it's going to go. So right now what I'm doing today is I want to remove about 1/4 inch using my joiner. Let's take some of that off. And that's the end of my video. I hope this video helps someone out there. Like and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll catch you on the next one. You have yourself a good one.